Hello, this is Mr. Heron again. Welcome to my little notes quizzes video. I just want to show you my screen and just help you to think about taking notes. That's basically where I'm at with this thing. So this is for Math 3A and thinking about taking good notes. Like here's our first section that we're going to work on, 2.5. I'm just showing it to you. Here's the very first question. The following equation, two different solutions, blah, 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 blah. How do you solve this thing? Well, how do we do it? Well, here's I'm really not interested in teaching this as much as how to do notes. Here's what I'm encouraging you to do. I've found that students sometimes do great with notes and sometimes they don't, and those that take notes, it really helps them. So when I say take notes, I don't mean some formal fancy thing. I just mean as you solve the problems, keep them somewhere. You know what I mean? Like here's what I mean. So for example, here's some notes. Here's all I'm talking about. I would write section 2.5. So put a title on it. I'm just saying put a title on it. You can, on a piece of paper, or maybe I'm assuming probably on a piece of paper, but maybe you work on a tablet or iPad or something. That's great, whatever. Keep it somewhere. And then write down the question, what is it, x squared, let me make it a little bigger, x squared plus 14x plus 40, okay? And put the number, problem number 1. X squared plus 14x plus 40 equals 0. Am I doing that right? Yeah, and you could just print out these PDFs and you can just have the problems right there. You can just do the work right here if you want. If you don't want to rewrite them, you can print these out. I'll send them to you, and you can just print these out if you want to just do your work right here. Of course, no, that actually. Let me correct that. It's going to change the numbers. Yeah, that was a dumb thing to say. It's going to change the numbers for you. So no, you're going to have to do your own. But you could print this out and solve those problems. But for everybody, it changes the numbers for each student. Anyway, so then let's say you solve. I'm not even going to solve. Blah blah blah. Do your work. Well, maybe I will. I can't resist solving this little math problem here. So I know that probably sounds weird. Can't resist. Anyway, 4 and 10, because they multiply to be 40, and they add to be 14, and then you set each one equal to 0 separately. That's because two things are multiplying to equal 0. So if two things multiply to be 0, either one can be 0. Subtract 4, boom. Subtract 10, boom. So there's the answers. And that's it. That's all I mean by notes. And then, on you go with number 2. So all I'm saying is keep this, because here's why I'm saying this. When you get to the exam, after a week of homework or whatever, we'll take an exam, you're going to want to have this stuff. So in other words, don't just solve the problems and then lose the sheets. The reason is because when you get to the exam and you're studying the exam, you need to go back over the problems. I'll be giving you a practice exam, which, will help as well. But, the practice exam is going to be a few problems from each of the sections. And so you're going to want to look back and see what you did before and go, oh, yeah, I did one of those in section 2.5. Oh, yeah, that's right. You just set each one to 0 and then you solve. Oh, yeah. So if you keep this, it'll really help you. So that's all I'm saying. So in order to help you do that, I'm going to give you a few points for just loading up the first page. I don't want to waste your time, loading up like every page of your homework notes. That would take you forever and me forever to look over. We don't have time for that. Just your first sheet. So when you get to exam number 1, what you'll see, I forget what I called it, notes quizzes. You'll see something called notes quiz or notes quizzes, something like that. I don't exactly remember. But you'll see that. And what that means is it'll tell you, when you click on it, it'll say upload just the first page of your notes for that material that's on that exam. So this would be 2.5. This is the first section on Unit 1. This is you can write Unit 1 if you want. It's the beginning of Unit 1. Unit 1 goes from 2.5 to, I think it's, isn't it 3.5? Yeah, 2.5 to 3.5. So by the time we get done with 3.5, you'll have whatever that is, a few sections, about 8 sections of math work. And I just want you to upload the first page of the first section, just the first page of the first section of homework. Just upload that. Just take your camera and take a picture of this, or use Genius Scan on your camera. I don't know if you know that program. Let me write that down. Honestly, I've never used it, but I've had a lot of people tell me it's super good. Genius Scan on your cell phone. Oops. Spell cell with a C. So on your cell phone, and that will take a picture or a scan, I mean, of this, and then just upload it on the notes quiz, and I'll give you 2 points for doing that. Now, of course, this means you could easily cheat, right? You could just do 1 page of notes and not do any other notes and just load the first page. Well, that's just silly, right? I mean, first off, I hope your honesty is worth more to you than 2 points. If you didn't do it, just forget the 2 points, and keep your honesty. But also, this is for you. This is really just a way to give you free points and encourage you to do what's best in your own interest. I really want to help you to be a person that keeps their notes, because that'll really be helpful to you in all kinds of classes you take in college. You just need to keep your stuff and keep it organized. And I'm not the best at it, but the more I do it, it's helpful to me too. So that's what this is about. Let me mention a couple of things while we're here. Well, I was going to say something. It's not showing on these problems. Okay. Well, usually there's a video link. Oh, I guess it printed them differently. Anyway, I'm kind of blabbering on and on and on. But normally you'll see a little link that says video on the bottom. I guess when I print them out, it doesn't show the video link. Yeah. Anyway, you'll see a little link, video, on almost every problem. I'm going to try to get it on every problem, but I might miss a couple. And what that means is you can click on that video, and it's usually another guy named James Souza, or it might be me every now and then, showing you how to solve the problem with just different numbers. Same exact question, an example that's just the same with different numbers. That's the main thing that's going to help you throughout this course, is those little video links. Whenever you have trouble, you don't have to watch them all, but if you have trouble, click on that thing. It'll show you how to do the problem, and then you got it. And then write it down, though. Don't do what I've seen some students do over the years, is they'll just type in they'll get it, scribble it on a piece of scratch paper, type in the right answer, move on to the next one, and then they'll have no record like this, and then they get to the exam a week later, and they can't remember how they did those problems. They really mess themselves up by doing it that way. So instead, I want you to write down in a notebook or on paper all the problems, all homework. Write out all your homework in a notebook. Keep it so you can study for the exams. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Because, if you look, be a wise consumer of my syllabus information. Look at my syllabus. Almost all the points are on exams, right? So the homework isn't the biggest deal. It's the exams. You're doing the homework to learn it for the test. So to help you for the test, keep a record of your homework, write it down, and then you can put it up there, load it up for the tests. All right. Remember that in this class, you're able to use notes on the exam, one sheet of notes, both sides. So this will also help you prepare what notes you want to use on the exam. All right, please reach out to me with my cell phone or Zoom chat, and if you have any questions on any of this. All right, let's have a good